CTV News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. For one night each year, the banks of the Detroit River become the best seat in the house. That night was tonight. Thousands lining Windsor's waterfront for the Ford fireworks. Here's a look at some of the sights and sounds from the celebration.
I love all those loud booms at night. They're really cool.
I like the different kinds of fireworks, how they have different shapes and stuff.
Yeah. The view's really nice too.
Yeah, over the water.
You get to see a lot of people you know too.
Fireworks are pretty. The only thing I don't like is they're very, 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 very loud.
We decided to come down and camp at Wheatley for the week and come over and enjoy these beautiful fireworks we've heard so much about.
We've seen fireworks in California and different places. This is the best.
What makes these the best?
I think it's because you're so close, the reflection up into the sky and onto the water.
So I've been coming here since 2015, since my university day, and I enjoy this. It's a good gathering. I love the crowd. I love the space, and at the end you get the reward. So there's nothing bad about it. I've seen lots at Niagara and Toronto. This one is special because I like the backdrop, honestly.
What do you think makes them cool?
The grand finale. Really loud, really booming, and really colorful.
All right, we turn our focus now to a dramatic and tragic day in Montreal where a police officer, a civilian, and a suspect are dead, while another officer remains in critical condition following a shooting that shook the city. CTV's Geneviève Boschman has the latest.
Witness video captured round after round of gunfire. Bullets that killed a Montreal police officer identified tonight as Mohamed Lamine Benredouane, 34 years old, 5 years of service. A female officer was also seriously wounded and a civilian killed. The suspect was also pronounced dead at the scene.
It's a nightmare, but we have to be solid. We have to be solid for our lady police officer who survived.
It was a 911 call that prompted the chain of events that led to the shootings. Someone reported the barrel of a gun protruding from the window of a hotel. Officers rushed to the scene. John Alexander had just left a grocery store nearby.
The active shooter was in front of me.
You saw him?
Yes, I saw him. It was a white dude, old dude, with a camouflage, with a shotgun on the hand, so that's very scary.
Police sent out an alert warning of an imminent threat. They locked down a large and usually busy section of Montreal for hours as they investigated if the suspect acted alone. Orders went out for people to shelter in place in businesses and homes.
Police officers, they saw me, so they tell me to stay down and to go inside.
No other suspects were identified, and a major investigation is now underway. Nouveau Info, CTV's French sister station, obtained a manifesto reportedly left in the suspect's hotel room. It's a more than 100-page-long document outlining a misogynistic worldview known as incel ideology. This marks the first time in a quarter of a century a Montreal police officer was shot and killed in the line of duty.
And I'm personally deeply shocked and saddened.
Quebec's premier says the entire province has been shaken to its core. And late tonight, CIJA, a Jewish advocacy group, said the civilian killed, Michael Mizrahi, was a valued member of the Jewish community. And tonight, flags on public buildings in Montreal are flying at half-mast in honor of the fallen officer. Geneviève Boschman, CTV News, Montreal.
Ontario's police watchdog is asking potential victims and witnesses to come forward in an investigation involving a former Chatham-Kent police officer. Kenneth Miller was charged in May with sexual assault, sexual exploitation, and breach of trust in connection with an alleged incident from 2009. The SIU says anyone who believes they may have been affected or who has information that could help investigators is encouraged to contact the agency. Officials stress there is no time limit to report a sexual assault, and information can be provided confidentially through the SIU's website or phone number. In court today, a LaSalle man accused of first-degree murder took the stand in his own defense, telling a Windsor jury he brought a handgun to the victim's home but never intended to kill him. CTV's Michelle Molesky reports.
Tony Bashara was 47 years old when he was killed in January 2024. It happened at his home in Lakeshore. "I didn't intend to shoot him," Glenn Mayer told the jury at the very start of his defense Monday. "I wanted to confront him," Mayer testified. "I wanted to let him know he destroyed my family." Mayer explained that he took a handgun to Bashara's home that day to take his own life, but he didn't elaborate. Mayer said his marriage was in trouble, with the couple bickering and constantly arguing. When he confirmed his suspicions that his wife was in an affair with Bashara, Mayer says he was destroyed and upset that his family was breaking apart. After sending proof of the affair to his wife's family and warning Bashara he was going to, quote, speed up karma, Mayer drove out to Lakeshore. Mayer says Bashara let him in through the rear sliding door because the men were friends. A verbal conversation quickly escalated, Mayer testified. "I see he's grabbing a knife, and alls I remember is me shooting at him," Mayer said. The jury has learned Bashara suffered 5 gunshot wounds. "I could see he wasn't breathing or moving," Mayer said, before throwing the gun in the sink and tossing the knife away from the living room. On cross-examination, the Crown reminded Mayer the timing between leaving his truck and the gunshots was just 3 minutes. Mayer also had no explanation for how he could be very intoxicated and yet drive for more than an hour without getting into any accidents. And Mayer admitted late today he wasn't planning to kill himself at Bashara's, so he couldn't explain why he needed to be armed when he entered the home. Michelle Molesky, CTV News.
A Windsor man is facing charges after a weekend stabbing in the city's downtown core. Police were called to the 300 block of Church Street early Saturday morning, where they found a 31-year-old man suffering from an apparent stab wound. The victim was taken to hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Officers arrested a 43-year-old suspect minutes later near University and Dougal. He now faces several assault and weapons-related charges. And a Windsor woman is facing charges after a crash in Lakeshore that left a child fighting for their life. OPP say 2 vehicles collided on the 401 near County Road 27 Sunday evening. 4 people, including 2 children, were taken to hospital. Police say a 10-year-old suffered life-threatening injuries, while an 8-year-old and both drivers were hurt but are expected to recover. A 32-year-old has been charged with impaired driving, dangerous operation causing bodily harm, and having a blood alcohol level above the legal limit. Tougher bail and sentencing rules are set to take effect next month, with the federal government saying the changes will make it harder for some repeat offenders to be released before trial. Here's CTV's Raheem Ladani.
Over the past few years, videos like these have become more common. Violent attempts of extortion against homes and businesses. Politicians and law enforcement were in Brampton today touting Bill C-14, which became law last week. 80 changes to the criminal code, including requiring courts to consider when attacks are unprovoked and more consecutive sentences.
We need to take a stronger approach when it came to violent repeat offenders, particularly on issues like extortion, home invasions, and auto theft.
Under the new law, some accused will have to convince the court why they should be released, instead of prosecutors arguing why they should remain in custody. With more people behind bars, more pressure will also be put inside already crowded remand centers, raising the question of safety for those who haven't been found guilty. Ontario's Attorney General says there is a plan.
We are building new facilities, but we're reopening old facilities that were closed by the previous government, several of them.
However, critics are skeptical, arguing some of the new facilities have triple bunking, with cells occupying more people than they're designed for. The Canadian Civil Liberties Association say the new bail and sentencing law is flawed at addressing the root causes of crime.
All of the new reverse onus provisions that are specific to offenses apply to people who have no criminal record, no history of violence, and no prior involvement with the law. And so there's a real disconnect between what we've been told this bill does and who it applies to and the reality on the ground.
The changes on bail and sentencing will come into effect on July 15th. Raheem Ladani, CTV News.
4 years after a devastating explosion rocked Wheatley, a major milestone for the community, the town's new Royal Canadian Legion opens Tuesday, becoming the first building rebuilt in the downtown core. CTV's Bob Belichico reports.
How exciting for everyone.
This is the new $1.5 million Royal Canadian Legion Branch 324 in Wheatley, which is set to open Tuesday afternoon. People have been waiting for this for 4 years.
We've really needed a positive spin around here for a long time.
We're getting one step ahead and getting knocked back 3, but it's over with now. Just thank everybody for it.
The Legion is the first to build since this explosion rocked the town in August of 2021. Past President Richard Whittle hopes they aren't the last.
Once we build a $1.5 million building, maybe other people will start buying lots up and building too, because they'll have more faith in Wheatley. I got things under control now, which they do, so there's no worries.
Let's take a look inside the 6,000 square foot building, which has the same space as the old one, except everything is on one floor. Memorabilia from the old building was preserved and is proudly on display. One bar serving 2 rooms, each room separated by retractable doors, 16 dartboards for tournaments. And speaking of darts, how about the coolest looking bar table in the region? And look what they have outside.
Everybody's been asking for an outside patio, which we got one now. The other place we didn't have room for.
I stumbled across this bench in Bowman Trail. It's kind of fitting. Get the town going. It's happening.
Everything else around is coming together, and I feel like it is going forward instead of staying stagnant as it has been. So,
a couple doors down, Rennie's, the Village Smokehouse, is currently working on expanding their patio on Talbot Road to Erie Street.
Man, it's happening. You know, he's investing his own money in this, and I think it's terrific. We just got to keep moving ahead.
The flower pots and the town and the businesses putting stuff in their windows, and it's coming back.
Residents understand there is a process, but some would like to see the momentum continue with movement on the parkland on the east side of Erie Street.
We really want the park to get moving along. I know the great ideas they had come forth, but we also have to start showing some progress too on that front.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
CTV meteorologist Julie Atchison has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time. And still ahead, a housing reality check in Chatham, Kent. The move local leaders say could help make home ownership more affordable. CTV meteorologist Julie Atchison is here with our first look at the forecast tonight. And Julia, it really has not been a bad night for some fireworks.
Yeah, nice conditions in terms of weather, of course. Activities like that and heading out to watch fireworks, you need some nice weather. So the forecast delivered tonight, that's for sure. Skies will be mainly clear overnight, and we have sunshine on the way for tomorrow. 23 degrees are high, 14 are low. Comparing that with what's normal, it was cooler than what's typical for this time of year. Overnight, nice and fresh. That nice northerly wind continues, although the winds will be fairly light overnight. In Essex County, will drop down between 11 and 12 degrees. High pressure is building in, and that's taking care of the cloud cover. The rain has made its way to the eastern seaboard. We still have some showers to the north and through parts of central Quebec. Other than that, though, the Great Lakes will be clear as we head through the day tomorrow with lots of sunshine. Next energy will eject out of the southern prairies. Western Canada, you can see that low pressure system that will push towards the upper Midwest, and that will arrive as a low pressure system heading into Wednesday night, Thursday. That'll be our next opportunity for rainfall. So we'll keep it clear tomorrow. Lots of sunshine, a beautiful day on the way. The humidity levels will be quite tolerable tomorrow. It'll feel a bit warmer than it is, but we are still expecting conditions to be quite comfortable in terms of humidity levels. Our next 48-hour model shows that rain arriving to the region Wednesday evening, so we will have a few showers kicking up and then some rain in the forecast Wednesday night into Thursday. Thursday, we could even see some thunderstorms. So your Tuesday forecast, waking up to sunshine at 13 and 25 degrees as we head into the afternoon. The winds will be light and variable first thing in the morning, but taking on more of a northwesterly wind as we head into the latter half of the day. Wednesday looks good to start, a mix of sun and cloud in the morning, and then Wednesday afternoon, the chance for showers. Wednesday night, overnight, the risk of rainfall. Possibility of some storms as we head into Thursday. We're expecting some rain Thursday. The temperature will dip down just a bit to 23 degrees. Friday looks beautiful, mainly sunny. The weekend, the last one of June. I can't believe it. Mix of sun and clouds Saturday into Sunday. Daytime highs over the weekend from 27 to 29 degrees. We'll hit 29 as we head into Monday with the chance of showers. Overnight lows start to creep up as well, but comfortable conditions across the region. But feeling the summer heat, it arrives as we head through the weekend. Back to you.
Thank you, Julie. Ontario's education minister has launched a new province-wide digital learning platform. It's set to be used in Ontario classrooms starting this fall. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris has more on the changes.
Here, 78 plus 21.
This grade 7 class is using Edwin to understand circle graphs. It's an online tool from textbook publisher Nelson, one the education minister calls a game changer.
Something that teachers can use to help make it a bit easier for them to deliver a consistent curriculum across the province of Ontario while still having flexibility in their classrooms.
Paul Calandra sees benefits for moms and dads, too.
They're able to see what the lesson plan is. A parent can see how their child is progressing.
Some boards have been using Edwin for years, but this fall the program goes province-wide with $60 million from Queen's Park.
To me, this is just another distraction for the public to think that this government is doing something.
The Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario worries this is part of privatization creep.
Teachers do this job around the province in each of our cities, each of our towns, each of our communities. They do this all the time. We don't need to have an outsourced provider.
You hear similar concerns around new guidelines for high school exams and what makes up final grades.
When there's one cookie-cutter approach coming out of Queen's Park, I think it really undermines the professional judgment of teachers.
Starting this fall, there will be an attendance grade and exams for virtually every class, even gym. For 9th and 10th graders, exams will account for 20% of core subjects like English, math, and science. That bumps up to 25% in senior grades. Educators point out some students may not pursue post-secondary education.
And so the wisdom of subjecting them to a 90-minute or 2-hour exam really escapes me.
Don't expect new restrictions on cell phones at school in September, but a recent visit to Quebec schools where phones have to be locked up during the day left quite an impression on Calandra.
Kids were talking with each other, they were playing cards, and as you walked through the hallways to tour the school, the same thing, right? There was nobody on phones, very engaged. You looked out into the yard, kids were playing again.
He needs more time to talk with educators, school board leaders.
But I think we'll be coming out with something soon.
All of this comes a week after the province and educators began contract talks. This is expected to be a contentious round of bargaining. Teachers are pushing for smaller class sizes and more funding to address issues like school violence. Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Canada's industry minister is courting electric vehicle makers, but says any deals must come with a commitment to build and invest here in Canada. CTV's Judy Trin has the details.
While in China, the industry minister met with electric vehicle makers BYD, Chery, Geely, and Shanghai Launch. The companies want more access to the Canadian market, so Melanie Joly pitched manufacturing the vehicles in Canada.
There's a reckoning in the auto sector that you have to build where you sell. And so based on that, these are the conditions to enter a market.
Joly said she was clear that the operations had to be joint ventures, abide by Canadian labor standards, use Canadian parts, and protect user data. Right now, only 49,000 Chinese EVs are allowed into Canada, but there's concern from Japanese automakers.
Chinese vehicle is very nice. Exterior, interior technology is amazing and also very good price. So I think it's very difficult for us to fight.
2 months ago, Honda halted a planned expansion in Alliston, Ontario to make EVs. The company's Canadian president, Dave Jamieson, blamed U.S. tariff exposure, but also rising competition from low-cost, state-subsidized, non-market-oriented producers.
We're not putting any business in jeopardy. I reject that premise. We are offering the best technologies to Canadians while protecting 500,000 auto workers. And so we want to make sure that we increase the manufacturing footprint of Canada.
Jolie did meet with Honda officials while in Japan. During the interview, she hinted that good news is coming for the company's plant in Alliston, Ontario, but she didn't elaborate when asked if a shelved expansion was going ahead. Judy Trin, CTV News, Tokyo.
The TSX gained 145 points today, and in New York, the Dow added 148, but the Nasdaq dropped 351. The Canadian dollar is up 0.04 of a cent. Gold fell more than $43 an ounce, and oil is down $2 a barrel. CTV News Windsor has launched a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local news. By signing up, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. For many in Chatham-Kent, the cost of owning a home is becoming a growing concern. Now, local leaders are exploring new ways to make housing more affordable. CTV's Chris Campbell reports.
People may love living in Chatham-Kent, but many are worried about affordability.
We need to make life more affordable for us and for the generations to come.
New polling presented during Monday's Housing Affordability Summit found residents are concerned about rising housing costs, property taxes, and the next generation's ability to buy a home.
The thing is, about 19 out of every 20 residents in Chatham-Kent say that they don't believe that the next generation will be able to afford housing.
The survey also found nearly 1/4 of residents say they may have to leave the municipality if property taxes continue to rise. Those concerns are helping drive discussions around new solutions. Mayor Darren Caniff announced the municipality is exploring the elimination of development charges on residential housing for the next 3 years.
We need to make housing more affordable. It was, as with the EPSIS poll talked about, affordability was one of the key issues. So part of that is that we are looking to eliminate the development charges we have in Chatham-Kent for the next 3 years.
Development charges are fees collected by municipalities to help pay for growth-related infrastructure. The Chatham-Kent Home Builders Association says removing them could help spur construction, while opening the door to additional provincial and federal funding opportunities.
People need to understand that this isn't just an announcement about DC relief. This is a commitment to trades, to keeping people in our community.
The summit also coincided with a provincial funding announcement. Chatham-Kent received $440,000 through Ontario's Building Faster Fund after exceeding its housing targets.
$440,000 because the municipality met their housing targets and actually exceeded them. And that's absolutely fantastic. That's what we want to see more of in Ontario.
Municipal leaders say tackling housing affordability will require collaboration between all levels of government, builders, and community partners as Chatham-Kent works to increase housing supply and keep home ownership within reach. In Chatham-Kent, Chris Campbell, CTV News.
As Ontario and Bruce County embark on nuclear energy expansion, the country as a whole is now betting big on nuclear. CTV's Graham Richardson reports.
They are complex and expensive, but also steady workhorses of electricity in Canada, nuclear reactors. The government announcing today they want an aggressive strategy to boost Canada's nuclear output.
We are writing the next chapter in one of Canada's greatest industrial success stories.
The plan, build up to 10 new reactors. Right now, 90,000 people work in the industry. They want to double that in the next decade and enter 4 international markets by 2040.
If our goal is to double our grid and reach net zero by 2050, there is no credible plan for Canada to do that without nuclear energy.
All those new reactors will need more uranium. NextGen's deposit of uranium in northern Saskatchewan at the Athabasca Basin is one of the world's largest. The company will build a mine here and partner with First Nations and Métis people.
It's a very exciting time. We're players now in that space, and it's a good future to look at in regards to where nuclear energy is going.
All of this new generation will create more waste. Eventually, it will come here. The tiny town of Ignace in northwestern Ontario will be the site of a massive nuclear waste facility. The mayor says that has already benefited her town.
I've always said this is our future, you know, and it's not just our future as in our Ignace and Wabigoon. It's Canada's future.
The Prime Minister was not involved in this strategy because of previous connections to companies that work in the nuclear space. The Prime Minister's office, when asked, would not tell us the names of those companies. Graham Richardson, CTV News, Ottawa.
Let's take another look at the 7-day forecast with CTV meteorologist Julie Atchison. And Julie, a little bit of rain expected later this week.
Yes, Travis, as we head into Wednesday, late afternoon, Thursday, we do have the chance for showers and the probabilities will start to ramp up. But clear conditions out there tonight and beautiful sunshine on the way for tomorrow. Wednesday will feature a mix of sun and cloud early in the day. By Wednesday afternoon, the clouds start to thicken with a chance of rainfall Wednesday evening. Showers in the forecast on Thursday. Chance of thunderstorms. Temperature will briefly dip to 23, and that's all of the cloud cover that will be around. Mainly sunny on Friday, heating up. The weekend looks fantastic. A mix of sun and clouds Saturday and Sunday. Daytime highs over the weekend from 27 to 29 degrees. Travis, back to you.
Thank you, Julie. Finally tonight, Carousel of the Nations has wrapped up another record-breaking celebration of culture across Windsor, Essex. Organizers estimate more than 226,000 visits were made to 42 cultural villages over 2 weekends. From food and music to dance and traditions, the festival showcased cultures from around the world while generating more than 2.2 million social media engagements. And even before the final villages closed Sunday, organizers were already turning their attention to 2027, gathering feedback and reviewing applications from potential new villages. That's our time for tonight. I hope you'll join us tomorrow. For now, I'm Travis Fortnum. Take care.